Hello and welcome to Mail Softly. I am Shava, your host, and Alkan is here with me, the founder and the CEO of Mail Softly. Our focus today is on called email outreach, a wider strategy in the digital marketing toolbox. Alkan brings a wealth of experience and will be tapping into his insights on cold email outreach. Whether you're a seasoned marketer or just starting to email marketing, there's something for everyone today. So let's dive into the world of cold email outreach with Alkan right here on May Softly's YouTube channel. Alkan, can you start by defining what cold email outreach is and explain its purpose in the context of email marketing?
Sure, Shawal. Cold email is sending unsolicited emails to potential clients, partners, or customers. The email that, or the SMS messaging, or it can be also call, is that the person that you are trying to reach doesn't know you before. So it's a little bit uncomfortable, of course, trying to reach someone who has no idea who you are. There are some methods to be, to be kind, and also to be not kind of annoying. And also there are some legal things that you should comply while doing this cold outreach. Of course, our topic is more into the cold email outreach. So again, there are some laws, regulations that we can just conduct. We should be careful. And also, apart from the legal things, there's also kind of a common sense that we should just follow some techniques, some rules, in order to not be annoying and trying to reach our main goal, which is actually to start some business relationship with our target customer, client, or any person that we are trying to reach out. So in a nutshell, that's what actually a cold outreach means.
But why people should use it?
Compared to the other marketing channels like paid advertising, social media advertising, or regular published advertising, cold outreach is direct way and mainly more cost-effective way of growing your sales. So, and also it's just direct outreach means that you're talking directly with your potential customers. If you can get into their agenda, if you can just get their interest, you'll be able to maybe sell your product or services to them directly, rather than in other advertise ad channels. Actually, other marketing channels, you are basically setting out the scene and hoping that your target ad or your blog post will be seen and making people to take some action according to what they see on your ads or on your website, on your blog post, and things like that. So it's a little bit, there are more steps in traditional marketing channels when we compare to direct marketing, direct outreach. So first, cost effective. The other one is your target audience beforehand. So because before doing any cold outreach, you need to get some list, some target audience. So that, or you're pretty sure about, or you should be pretty sure about. Okay, so the people that I'm trying to reach is actually would be interested potentially in my product or services. So very targeted. Again, when we compare to our other marketing channels, you're just hoping again. So there may be some other people who may click on your ads or who may visit your website who are not potentially, maybe your potential customers. They may just come there by mistake, or they may just, you're looking for some information rather than a purchase intent. So target audience is much more controlled in email outreach. The other one why people should use it is because of the personalization. Again, you know who you are trying to reach. Probably you know their first name, last name, their job title, hopefully, their industry, hopefully. So you can craft a personalized message so that it may make sense for them. It may just resonate with them so that they may be, you may just grab their attention because, at the end of the day, all the marketing aims is to just, gather the attention of the potential customers or clients. So in order to do that, we should be very personalized because we are bombarded with a lot of ads, a lot of other channels in our daily lives. So the attention span of people are very like very very low, very small attention span. So we should be very concise and attention grabbing if we want to just reach out to their. I mean, if we can just grab their attention. And the other why and the other reason why you should just try email outreach is because of the scalability. So let's say that you just come up with some good messaging, a good subject line, a personalized, and a good target list maybe. And once you start getting some replies, getting some maybe positive reactions, you can scale it easily. And again, as I mentioned, direct contact is also a very powerful way of actually testing your ideas, testing your product or services. It will take just no time if you just succeeded in talking to or talking to your customer, your client. So in other marketing channels, it's a very long process. You should just have like good website, for instance. You should just have a very good maybe use cases on your website. You should just, I mean, people need to trust you in other marketing channels, and only after they will take some action. Whereas in cold outreach, again, they should trust you, but it's way easier to convince someone when you talk to them, right? So if you are able to get some meetings, if you are able to arrange some Zoom calls, meetings, video conferences, it's way easier to maybe just deliver your message and see if it resonates with your customers and clients. So um, especially if you're starting a new business, if you are just new to your entrepreneur journey or a company journey, the email outreach or the cold outreach is no brainer. You should just do it, no matter how, no matter what. So of course you can also try other marketing channels like content marketing, ads, paid ads, etc. But cold outreach is, you should always you go for it, because that's how you refine your product or services. You need to get some real feedback, and yeah, so it's uncomfortable to do that, and I think we're gonna get into that in our future talks.
So it's essential for the beginners, but it's also essential for the other businesses too, right?
Yes, exactly. I mean, not just for beginners, but regular, even mature companies also try to do that, especially if they just come up with some maybe new features, or if they just go to some maybe sub markets or parallel markets in their existing
Mhm.
journey. So I mean, it's for everyone. Yeah.
So how can they conduct, like how to conduct cold email outreach then?
Yeah. So first of all, they should identify their ideal customer profile. So ICP. So ideal customer profile is very something like very specific. Like they need to say that, okay, so my target customer is 40 years old, married man who has two children, and in the maybe some has some professional career in a sales or marketing position, and lives in like California, big city, stuff like that. I mean, so you should be so like funny. Finally, maybe it's fun, but you should be very specific with your ICP. That's how you just focus. You just laser focus your thinking. And after that, after you create your ICP, you decide on your ICP. Of course, there may be some. This is kind of a hypothesis, right? So you can come up with some hypothesis. You can just say that, okay, so this is probably my ideal customer. So how you can come up with those kind of specific things is, if you have some already existing customers, you can just look at them and try to come up with some patterns. So who they are, what's their age, are they like, um, do they live in big cities or in rural areas? Do they have kind of, what are their interests? So things like that. And you can just try to figure out some patterns. And so that's how you can just go after your ICP. You can just maybe create your ICP. If you don't have any customer or clients, then you can come up with some hypothesis, right? So you can just try that. So let's assume that, so probably this will be my ideal customer. So you can just conduct A/B tests. You can just maybe come up with maybe two target lists. You can just send them some emails and see their responses. Who resonated more would potentially be closer to your ideal customer profile. So you can just go like hypothesis, trial and error kind of thing, with A/B tests, stuff like that. So you can just come up with this hypothesis. So let's assume that you have your ideal customer profile. The second thing that you should do actually to come up with their information. So let's say that you are targeting males at the between the age of 40 to 45 in sales marketing, like job titles, that working in like about 200 or between 200 to 1,000 employee size companies in San Francisco Bay Area, let's say. So that's specific. So you need to come up with their information. So how you come up with their information is, there are some databases, there are some tools, software tools that they can just use. Like, we can mention like companies like ZoomInfo, or companies like Apollo.io. Those have like databases that you can just go and grab your target audience according to your ideal customer profile. I mean, their information, their kind of email, their phone numbers. So you need to come up with some list, some kind of information. Then after you have it, you can craft some messages, right? Emails. So with the emails, the first thing is the subject lines are the most important thing, because that's how people actually decide if they're going to open the rest of the email or not. So the subject line should be personalized. I mean, by personalization, I mean not just their first name, but also hopefully if they can grab some more specific details like, hey, Shewal, was, I mean, I mean, I saw your review in G2 about this product, stuff like that, for instance. So if you can come up with a personalized that amount of personalized message, your email will probably be opened. So, but how you can come up with those personalization ideas is, of course, is a kind of a little bit hard work. You should do your homework, of course. You need to go and look at these people's profiles, LinkedIn, or like their Twitter accounts. What are their interests are, what are their frustrations are, so you can just target them. And you know actually, I mean, at the end of the day, what you're trying to do, even though it's called cold email outreach, what you are trying to do is actually to create some genuine relationship with your contact. So of course, you are at first, they don't know you, but what you're trying to do is just to kind of meet and create some relationship. So you need to do your homework. So there's no other way. So that's how you come up with kind of a um, subject lines and with the message itself too. And in that, they can do A/B tests. A/B test meaning that they can just send, let's say that 50 for 50 contacts, they can use one subject line. For the other ones, they can use another subject line and see which one performed better in the open performance. I mean, who opened which contact is opened their email more. So they can just it's like a kind of a trial and error, not error, but they just need to get some hypothesis, and they just test their hypothesis and see which one is working. So they should just follow the most uh, working one, performing one. And the other thing is actually how you do your cold outreach is actually you should be very brief and concise. And that's also one reason actually you need to be so specific, because real people, I mean, if you're creating just one email for a person that you are trying to reach, you do the same. You just come up with very concise and plain email. So you should be like that. And the second thing that you should just do is to ask something. So what is your call to action? Are you asking to kind of organize a meeting, video Zoom call? You should ask. Or do you want to kind of maybe fill it out a form, or you want to just hop on a kind of phone call? You should ask what you want. So call to action is also very important. And the last thing is actually the follow-up process, because maybe 90, maybe 95% of your activities needs follow-up, because the response rates will be very low. That's the nature of this activity, actually. So the follow-up process is very crucial. If you don't follow up, probably you'll not get what you want. So all of these steps, of course, there are some considerations that you should just keep in mind, which are the local and state and federal and country laws about this cold outreach. So this is also another topic we will also, I think, talk about later.
Mhm. Sometimes follow-up emails can be annoying too for me, because when I answer when I don't answer an email, and then they send me another follow-up email. That's okay, but like, and then they send you another one, and then like, you didn't see my email, and I guess you missed my email, and that can be annoying too. I guess there are some frequencies that we should follow too, right? Like we shouldn't send some like lots of follow-up emails too.
Definitely. So there's definitely a kind of level, some kind of levels that
Hmm.
we should just stay, some territories that we shouldn't just go out. So it is like balancing your messaging and balancing your activities with the hope of not being too annoying.
Hmm.
And yes, as you say, we also get a lot of messages, right? So, and honestly, a lot of them are not actually, what we want. Uh,
Yes.
Generally, what we experience is that people trying to sell a product or service that we don't need. We, so they are trying pushing on if you and I honestly open emails to see what it's all about, but when I open the emails, I know that I am sending a signal
Yeah.
to the software that they're using, saying that okay, so this guy is interested.
Hmm.
But actually, no, I'm not interested. I'm just just going all over the emails, and instead of maybe marking as read, I just
Hmm.
open it. It's maybe sometimes it's easier for me while I just go through the emails that I receive a lot of emails, so I just go over them. So and getting a lot of other follow-ups also can be annoying. So that comes to the first actually things that we were talking about. So you should the targets list and your ideal customer profile. You should do your homework there. I mean,
Hmm.
and the that's what we call engagement levels of your email. So engagement is something that people do with your emails. Let's say that you send an email, you see that if they engage, it's open rates are one of them, but definitely is maybe misleading. And the other thing that you can just see if the message just resonated is by including some links in your email. So if you include some links, let's say that you just put your website link there, or your maybe Calendly, your calendar schedule link. If they clicked on it, then you can just see that okay, so maybe those are more likely to be interested rather than just tracking your open rates. The click rates actually together with click rates, it may make more sense. You can just maybe conclude that maybe that's probably this contact probably will be is more interested actually. So you know you need to, and this is what we call engagement. So so those are the things that actually you should also track. And yeah, but at first, as I said, the ideal customer profile, and if you can get the intention data, if you know that so those guys are interested in some like they're considering to buy some softwares, or they're considering to kind of in a decision to maybe or maybe you can just say it like this. So let's say that's your idle customer profiles use one of your competitors product. You can know this information if it's a kind of a technology product. There are again tools, there are software companies and websites that you can just use to in order to come up with some, let's say, your competitors users, who are they, and you can, and then you can target them, if you will, with the kind of your value proposition. So that may make more kind of sense for them. They may be more relevant rather than just bombarding random people with your email. So that will be not good for both for your domain, for your company, for yourself, and for the receivers, of course.
Yes, I was going to say that because I report them spams too.
Oh, please don't do that.
If they
That
send me
thing,
so much
yeah,
follow up, then I
yeah,
will.
yeah. So that thing actually is the most scariest one for people that do this email outreach, because spam reports is the one that actually damages the domain of the sender
Mhm,
plus the IP of the sender. So let's say that you are sending from your company domain name. So this domain name gets hit if the recipient just mark as spam. And the
mhm,
second thing that gets hit is the IP address that this email is sent from. So two things. So in order to eliminate that, always in the messaging, you should always put your unsubscribe link. It's not just for, of course, spam. I mean, avoiding spam reports, but also it's a kind of a legal thing that you should
mhm.
just follow.
Sometimes they write it, but they write it so little in at the end of this long email. So maybe sometimes I cannot even see that too. So maybe the thing that you said is the most important one. The
Yes,
unsubscribe thing.
but
So
again, let's not mark as spam, shall
I will try.
Okay,
So can
cool.
you give me some actionable to dos too?
Yeah, so actually, I just mentioned them. And, coming up with the list, coming up with the ICP, ideal customer profile, coming up with target list, yeah, coming up with subject lines and email drafts, making A/B tests to see which one performs better, and then track responses if they opened, clicked, and also if they get replies. So that's a good thing. That's what we want. And staying compliant with the laws is very crucial. So in order to do that, they should just use, of course, some softwares that enables that kind of, they make sure that the users are compliant with the laws, and of course follow-ups, and getting some feedback, and improve their kind of messaging, and also the prospecting activities, the audience, the target list. um, Building is also very crucial, so they should always work on this uh, things too. So to kind of the with the lists, as I said, there are companies, database companies that they can use, like ZoomInfo, Apollo.io. Hunter.io is also another tool that they can just get their um, company, or your company contacts. They can give some emails, specific emails. They are gathering it from public resources, so they can just use it. And yeah, so and they should, of course, start with small numbers. So in order to eliminate the spam and ending up in the spam folders, they should just warm up their IPs. That's what we call warming up IPs. So they should just start sending slow number of emails first, and see the track. They should track those emails, if they get any spam complaints, if these opened or not. So the engagement levels are the most important one in terms of deliverability of the inboxes. So that means that you send your emails, if there is sending, if they end up in the inbox folder. So that's what we call deliverability. If they end up in the spam folders, it's bad. So, but it's complicated. It's there's no one size fit all kind of thing. But always they need to just track their. You need to track your email activity, the engagement activity, and spam compliant. I mean spam, or like if you get any spam reports, or if the bounce rates are high. Bounce rates means that you send an email to someone, but this email doesn't exist. Maybe you may make some typo in the email, or maybe you just got a wrong email. So that's also a bad thing in terms of your domain and in terms of your IP. So you should also send the correct email addresses. They should be delivered, and the receiver should open it, engaged with it. That's how you actually preserve your IP reputation and also your domain reputation. So if you just do that, you can you can expect to be in the inboxes of your receivers. If not, you will end up in the spam folders. And there are also some new measures coming. We can also maybe mention that in February 2024, Gmail and Yahoo actually announced that um, they will put some extra measures in terms of bulk email senders. So maybe I will also talk about it if you have any other questions, or we can just go with that.
So, okay, for businesses new to cold email outreach, what tips or advices? You have already given lots of advices, but I want to ask again, do you have to help them get started on the right foot about cold email outreach?
Yeah. So as I said, they should just start with slow number of emails first. Maybe 10 emails per day. That's that low. And they should track if those emails are opened by their receivers, if they clicked on the links. If it is, then they can just go sending other emails. So they should just start very small number of emails, and once they see that, okay, so it goes, and we are not, and the open rates are good, click rates are good, they can just slowly increase their number of emails per day or per week. So so that's one thing. The other thing that they should do, they should limit their daily email sending from their domain name. So rather than sending 2,000 emails in just one email, maybe they should just divide it to some chunks of emails, maybe 10 emails per day, so they can just send in 20 days, in a month. So they can just think like that, because at the end of the day, the main objective of email service providers, who are actually Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, and these companies, Outlooks, these companies at the end of the day trying to protect the inboxes of people, of our inboxes, of course, too, right? So if they don't do that, if they don't control this kind of emails, if they don't have any spam folders, our inboxes will be ruined. So we need to understand their main objective, and we should respect that, because we are on the same boat. So we are also having receiving a lot of emails that we don't want. So it's for all of us, actually, we are in the same situation. So so what that means is that, but we also want to reach out people. We also reach out people we don't know, and that's okay. The thing is, actually, we should just do our homework beforehand, who we are sending email to. are they really like are they likely to kind of be happy to receive our email, right? I mean, because at the end of the day, let's say that you are sending some cold outreach emails and some of them respond positively. So that means that some of them, maybe a very small percentage, but again, some of them actually are happy to receive email because maybe they were deciding something, but you just sent an email and that was exactly the same thing that they were just trying to figure out. And you just maybe propose a solution or product that that will be happy to just try. So that's the thing, actually. That's the thing that we are trying to actually, all of us trying to get just capture. But these are really minority. So we should be very selective in who we are sending our email to. And yeah, so the main so no one wants to be to receive like thousands of emails in one day. I mean, I'm talking about the email service providers. So we should just we should just distribute our email activities. We should track the engagement levels of our emails, if they're open, if they're clicked or not, if we get replies, if we don't get replies, if we don't get replies, if we don't get like opens or clicks. Let's say we send like, let's assume that in 2 months time frame, let's say that we sent like 4 emails to some specific person, let's say. If he never, he or she never opened or never clicked it, we should just stop sending those emails to this guy. I mean, even though he or she doesn't any unsubscribe, we should just keep it in quarantine or something like that. We shouldn't continue sending emails. So we should take those kind of measures in our email activity. So and for the compliance of the laws, again, I also want to mention about the this Google and Yahoo measures that will take effect in February 2024. Is that they're limiting the email bulk senders. If in your company in one day, if you're sending about 5,000 emails, you should put some extra settings like the mark, DKIM, SPF records, and some other technical things in email that you should have those settings there. You should also have one click unsubscribe link on each of your email, and it should be visible. The things that you mentioned, Shawat, was like not little thing, but it should be it should allow users to unsubscribe in just one click. So these are another things that every email sender actually should comply, and it will be a lot harder to kind of spoof the emails. Spoofing means that the sender, you're mimicking the sender. Actually, you are not that sender, but you're mimicking. Some companies, actually many companies, are doing spoofing because they also own that domain, or they allow it for their own domain. But for the attackers, for the like bad guys, let's say, these are the things that they just exploit and make scam, phishing attacks, scamming, and stuff like that. So that's why in technically you should just come up with some technical about your email settings. You should control who your who can send emails from your domain. In order to do that, you should have DKIM, SPF, and DMARC records, which I mean, maybe 80% or maybe 90%. I'm not 100% sure about the percentage, but many companies don't have that. So many companies are prone to kind of be attacked by any, like bad actors. So they can just mimic their emails so as to be like coming from your domain address, for instance. If you don't have any, this kind of settings set place, because it's a little bit technical thing. And um, and yeah, so those are the things that actually you should just be aware of. So if you're a company, you should make sure that those settings are there. And also, the other advice will be use the I will also put a link of that. Use webmaster tools to track your email sort of domain name in terms of email reputation. You can also track that with Google tools. So you should make sure that your domain reputation is good. And sometimes periodically you should also maybe make sure that you're not blacklisted in the, like blacklist sites, because some, as I said, some bad actors may be sending emails on behalf of your company if you don't have any this kind of settings in place. So you should again control, maybe check these blacklists sites. And yeah, so and overall they should just track their overall email marketing or email tools reputation to, I mean, what are the bounce rates, what are the spam rates, etc.
So, Alkan, that concludes our deep dive into cold email outreach with you. A big thank you to Alkan for sharing his experience and knowledge with us today. If you found value in today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review and like our video. For more insights and updates, you can visit our website to maysoftly.com. Stay tuned for the future episodes where we'll continue to explore the ever evolving landscape of email and marketing. Until next time, bye.